Turn that light. Let's build this audience up, man. Let's build it up, y'all. Let's build it up, build it up, build it up. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. What's up, y'all? I'm on two platforms. I'm on YouTube and Facebook. So check me out on YouTube, Build and Destroy. I'm on YouTube and simultaneously. You know, I see y'all out there too. Build the audience up here. We're gonna talk about this. Y'all see what the title is, y'all. Got a few things on my mind, but the title, summed it up. Survival of the fittest. Cortez, what's up, baby? Yo, I got that. I got your message, man. You're a funny dude. He's an L dude. I appreciate that, though, man. He's an L dude, my man Cortez. Yeah, he helped get peace fitness right in the early days. Painted. You know what I mean? That's my man. What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling out there, man? It's almost the first of the year. 2018 flew by crazy. You know where I'm at. I'm at Peace Fitness HQ. You know what I mean? Positive energy always creates elevation. That's what we're about here. Okay? Can't get this type of energy nowhere else. Nowhere else. That's what I got here, the energy. You know what I'm saying? And the belief in you. When you're serious about your programming, your workout program, and you got goals that you are, trying to accomplish, come holler at me. Come see me. Okay? Come see me. I'm going to keep making these announcements in and out on YouTube. I'm going to check me out on YouTube, Build and Destroy. Right? We got to destroy before we start building. We got to destroy negative perceptions, conceptions. We got to destroy the old way of looking at things. We got to destroy what our enemy has instilled in us. You heard? Yeah, but I'm feeling good. I'm trying to get some people in the chat room on Build and Destroy. Check me out on YouTube. You got a YouTube channel. You got a Gmail. You got a YouTube channel. Subscribe to the page. I want to pump that up. Okay. Well, let's get it popping, man. We talked about, I talked about starting something up for the kids on my, if you checked it out on YouTube on my last episode, probably was episode 2, and going right to the community, not going to not going to the government, asking for handouts, because I don't want them dictating what we do with our children, with our babies, but going directly to the community and asking the community to basically put their money where their mouth is. You like to talk about, the generation of kids that's out of control, and you scared of them. But I'm saying, we dropped the ball. I'm gonna pass on nothing worthwhile to them. And it's crazy because I grew up in the '70s, y'all, and everybody tired of hearing about how it was back in the days, but I think there's something to be said about back in the day, man. But at the same time, we dropped the ball. We cannot discount that, and that's why you see what you see today. Bottom line, we got to take accountability for that, and that's why I want to initiate this program. And I've been talking about it, but resources are necessary. Volunteers, people who love and have a passion about children, basically. So teachers, um, nurses, physicians, whatever your talent is. I'm here at Peace Fitness. Physical education is, you know, mental education. You know what I'm saying? We need it all. All of it has to come together, man. We have to take away those psychological chains of slavery and what we've learned. We got to do away with them, man. Um, so let's get right into it, y'all. Survival of the fittest. As I look out, and by the way, I am a student of history. As I look out into the world, as I look out into the world and what's going on with us, it's horrible. You know, police killing us. I mean, just the way um, black people are treated all over the world. There's some of y'all think it just happens where you live at in your area, but imperialism is a worldwide system. Okay, parasitic capitalism is a worldwide system that needed us, that required black slaves to make it work, and still to this day, that's not even up for debate. All right, now, but what has happened is that it seems like to me black folks have become comfortable in their slavery. They become comfortable. Let me tell you what I mean by that. I'm on Facebook pretty much every day. Look, um, I listen to the news and everything, but y'all gotta understand that if you want to get worldwide news at the drop of a dime, you gotta scour the internet. Um, that's one of the things they can't control. They wish they could control. If you got a cell phone, you are essentially can be a news reporter. What's going on right then and there? Okay, so I see the accomplishments of individual black people, and and I compare them to the individual accomplishments of other nations, and I notice there's a difference. Okay, I noticed that being the first black so and so does nothing for the black community as a whole. You know what I mean? It just doesn't. Whether it's the first black astronaut, the first black judge, the first black CEO of this that company, does nothing for the. It does nothing for the community. What's up? Hold on, y'all. What's up, Mo? I'm on video, Mo. Does nothing for the community. It's Mo out there working out, y'all. Getting it right. Just had a baby. Shout out to Mo. Just had a baby, getting everything tight. Love it. I love it. Anyway, um, it does nothing for the community at all. You know what I'm saying? So, and I often wondered why that was always the case. All right, Mo. Mo's out. Just getting it tight. I was always wondering why, when you see individual black people who attain some sort of, I'm gonna use success for lack of a better word, why it never trickled down into the community, the black community, like like other nations do. I see everybody that came here got their weight up off of us. I see the Arabs that come in and open up, these gas stations and whatnot, our neighborhoods, charging exorbitant amounts of a rate for gas, selling uh, old stale ass food in our community. I see the Chinese come in and open up Chinese restaurants. Uh, Greasy fried foods giving us coronary artery disease and whatnot in our communities. Uh, Beauty supply shops. None of these things really, and when that money that we give them goes to their community, there where they pay their property taxes, and but we don't do that. I mean, there's not even a group of successful black people who have come together. And if I'm mistaken, somebody please point me in the right direction of successful millionaire, billionaire black people who's come together and done anything meaningful in the way of economic development for the black community. Um, to me, the scenario is always the same. Once the success is attained, you're gone, never to be seen or heard from again, except on TV cameras or whatnot, all that kind of stuff. I watch a lot of YouTubers and the conscious community, YouTube, the fitness community, and I'm gonna start with the conscious community because they claim to be, for, of, and by the people. But what has happened is it looks like they just become a bunch of trolls, trolling each other. No more information. Um, it's disheartening because it, it's what's part of what our problem is, the disunity in the community. Um, and I just want to express my feelings about our survival. And I don't, it looks bleak. The out the outlook for black people as a nation looks bleak. I'll give you some examples. China right now is taking over Africa. Um, you see what's going on here, but it's going on all over the world. You know, we're killing each other. The police are killing us. Uh, Nobody wants to be black. Um, it's dangerous, man. Nobody, you know, we distrust each other. We have a hatred for each other. It's been imposed on us by our so-called former slave masters. Um, I remember when everybody got on Kanye for saying that after 400 years, slavery is still a choice. I was almost on that same bandwagon. I thought about it. First, I said, wait a minute. Is he right? Is he right? Think about it. Because what happens after, y'all tell me this. What happens after uh, the police kill a black person? Y'all tell me what happens. Protests, T-shirts get made. Um, some peripheral groups might get formed, But then after that, it all goes quiet, it all goes dark. What happened? What happened to the and don't come at me about, because we don't have any black leaders of any worth. The real ones got killed. Rest in power to Khalid Muhammad, Malcolm X, Patrice Lumumba. You know, the real ones got killed, man. I'm serious. It's like, what do we have left now that we can look towards for leadership in the black community? You don't have none. I mean, a lot of y'all look up to a cat like, for instance, like Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? Almost a billionaire. Y'all like, yeah, he got it. You know what I mean? Um, but keep in mind what he advocated for so long. I mean, now he telling y'all get your credit straight and buy property, but for 20 something years, he was telling you to get that money. That's and making the young folks think that that's how he got it. In them streets, hustling, toting that wild thing, busting his gun, going out of town, setting up shop. Y'all know it. You know what I'm saying? 20 years of that, y'all got that from him, right? Boom. Gets married, you know, Hollywood. He attains a modicum of success. Now you hear him talking about, buying property. Now, how you going to flip the script 20 years? I mean, to me, you just as bad as the colonizer, man, that imposes, that bullshit in your head about, what you should be doing. It's like after slavery, they take off the physical chains and let you go. And then you like, what am I supposed to do now with this so-called newfound freedom? You see what I'm saying? And our enemy is oh man, is ever changing with the times. They're not doing things the same way. To be honest with you folks, I think black people missed their shot back in the 70s. This is my personal opinion. Okay? Um, I think it's hopeless. My personal opinion. I don't think, while we may have the physical numbers, the mentality is not there that's needed to rise as a nation, or to even or to even be deserving of being called a nation. You know what I'm saying? Um, so that's why I named this survival of the fittest. Okay. Um, I know a lot of people are religious, so they're waiting on their God to come fix our problems, or they think that our enemies will get punished by God. I don't subscribe to that kind of thinking. Um, I just I look at history. I don't subscribe to that kind of thinking. Um, I'm more of a what are we going to do to solve the issues that face us now? I spoke a moment ago about the so-called conscious community, right? They like to talk about what came first. Egypt, Nubia, you're a Hebrew Israelite, you're a Muslim, or you in the Kemetic community, blase, 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 blase. Some of the information is interesting, but it is not solving our problems now. That's why I'm listening to these dudes. They become trolls. They start asking for money for their platforms. But at the end of the day, uh, if Allah came first, or Jesus came first, or Ma'at came first, it ain't helping us now. It's not. Um, if we start thinking militarily and strategically, I don't know, folks. Y'all talk to me. Check me out on Build and Destroy. I'm on this same. I'm streaming on both Facebook and YouTube. Build and Destroy. Um, but yeah, if you think of in terms of you have an enemy as opposed to thinking in terms of race, you know what I'm saying? Maybe your thinking should be different because it is a war going on. The enemy is using everything at their disposal uh, to keep us in the condition that we're in. I just saw the article in the newspaper about the five sisters who got elected to judgeship in Texas, and people were clapping, people were happy, people were ecstatic. I admit I used to be one those kind of people who were ecstatic to see black people attained uh, what appeared to be positions of power. Notice I said appeared to be positions of power, but really were not positions of power. Paper tiger. You think because you see somebody that look like you in a position of power that you're gonna get some justice or you may get looked out for, but in my experience, it's just the opposite. It's sad, you know. I believe that's where that police went into that brother's apartment, killed him, and she just said, "I went to the wrong apartment." Right? Black judge might be presiding over that case. Uh, you think you would, justice will prevail? Absolutely not, man. We don't control nothing. Y'all keep that in mind. We don't control nothing. You go to school, you go to prestigious schools, Harvard, you name it. I don't care what school it is. You go out, you get educated by your enemy, you get rewarded with diplomas and jobs in enemy corporations. Uh, and you get so far removed from your own community that you don't even believe you're part of the community anymore. You know, it's a class difference. Class, you understand? Um, yeah, so I just kind of wanted to put some things out there and get some feedback if I could. Um, do we deserve to survive as a nation? What do we do as a nation? And why do we deserve it? Why do we deserve it, y'all? I mean, I don't know if y'all are aware of it, but we're getting wiped out on multiple fronts, right? If it's not the police, it's the killing, it's the education system, it's the penal system, housing system. When I say we're getting wiped out, I'm not just talking about, I'm not just talking about guns are blazing. They run around with guns blazing. Yeah, you get wiped out in other ways. You can get wiped out for lack of knowledge, lack of education. Knowing what's going on, getting wiped out. And so my question is, do we deserve it? Do we deserve to be treated the way we treated? I want to go again back to what Kanye said. After 400 years of this, is it still a choice? Have you signed up for this? What did Harriet Tubman say? I would have freed more if only they knew they were slaves. Is it that y'all think y'all not slaves anymore? Is that what? Is that's what? You know? Let's be clear. Let's get some clarity to it. Maybe y'all think slavery is over. It's but while you may think the shackles are removed from your hands and your feet, um, there's other forms of slavery, probably far worse. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. Because when I look around at things going on in the world when it comes to black people, I say, yeah, it's worse. Things are worse. You know what I mean? Things are worse. Can anybody name me a thriving black community? Anybody? Can anybody talk to me and tell me where a thriving black community is? I'm talking about economic development, black folks spending money with each other. Can anybody name one? I remember growing up, it was Harlem, but not no more. You know, I remember in history reading about Rosewood, reading about Tulsa, Oklahoma, but no more. I remember I grew up in New York. There's a Chinatown, okay, where the Chinese control everything, the means of production, banking, everything you can think of, entertainment. They to this day, there's a Chinatown. They have not been subject to gentrification. It's crazy. There is a Jew town where the Jewish people control everything. I'm like, yo, what So I don't want y'all to be like, oh, he's racist. This that. Yeah, I can't be racist. Number one, and number two, I think the idea of racism is to me, it's a non-starter. Um, because how do I think it's an idea in somebody's head, racism, that I'm better than you because of the color of my skin. I think that's an idea in somebody's head. I don't think we ever should have been fighting racism. I think we should have always been fighting for power. Because once you have power, it don't matter if somebody like you or not. They can't do nothing to you, right? The people that are racist have power. That's why they do stuff to it. That's why they shoot you, kill you, and get away with it. All right, folks, listen. That's enough of my ranting. I think I've been on almost about 30 minutes. And I just wanted to get some thoughts on that. This channel is going to strictly be for that build and destroy. Facebook, go over, check it out. YouTube, build and destroy. All right. They call me the free shooter. Check out the history on that. Um, shoot the fair one. Man, we're gonna talk, man. There's a lot of topics I want to talk about. Current events, history, how it applies, you know, kind of things I think we should be doing. Um, the sellouts running around here, that's that running around. We lost the real ones, y'all. I'm telling you, we lost the real ones. We don't have no leadership, none at all to look up to. So anyway, Always remember, positive energy always creates elevation. Stay focused, question everything. And I'm out.